If you'd like to know my feeling about a Nibelwaffer, is a 5-rocket gun that the Germans had. We call them screaming memes because they would scream when you come and you knew they were coming. The shells are about like this. And as you may or not know, Patton was frustrated because he couldn't get his air corps assigned to him in the air to help stop this Germans advancing. And so Patton had his famous prayer. In fact, he had a little one about this size on a business card side they gave all of us. Then he had a 174-word prayer, and being Patton, he gave it in Luxembourg, and Patton, with his ego, said in his prayer, starting off, "Sir," this is Patton talking. And of course, this is Patton's approach to God, calling him sir, you know. And he said that all I want is 4 days of good weather so I can relieve and give support to my young men and get my Air Corps into the air. Well, Christmas Eve, I spent most of the night digging a foxhole. And when the sun came up, believe it or not, the sun came up, and it was a beautiful, clear day, and we, after spending all night digging a foxhole, decided to move us out. So they moved us out on the side of a hill in the open. Christmas morning in 1944, in the Battle of the Bulge, was the most beautiful morning you had ever seen. Clear, wonderful, and because it was Christmas, I just knew, and everybody just knew also, that the Germans would honor this day and it would be a quiet day. So we were assigned a place to dig out, and I scraped away about, I don't know, 3 feet of snow, 4 feet of snow, and then started chipping. Well, I was chipping away, and I had a hole that would hold the contents of my steel helmet, and that's not very big. And all of a sudden we heard screaming Mimi, roaring. And we knew they were coming, so the logical thing you do, almost conditioned reflex, was to jump in your foxhole. Well, my foxhole then had reached the point where it protected my whole face. So I stuck my face in there, and my bottom stuck up like an ostrich sticking out of his head, sticking out of a hole. And they falling all around us for about 10 or 15 minutes. And with one fell within, from here to where you're sitting, or to the corner there, and it was so close that you could hear it sizzling in the snow, and it turned out to be a dud. Well, the irony is, for the last 65 years, I have been saying a prayer to that slave who worked in that German munition plant that decided that that particular shell would be a dud. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. And that was the best Christmas present I've got in my whole existence, and that I never actually opened up. The sequel to that was the fact that that incentive from that dud, landing so close and not exploding, turned me into a hydraulic digging machine, and you would be surprised how quick I dug that foxhole on that particular day. And that's one of the many days that I should have been dead and wasn't dead. And Providence, like my childhood, is the fact that God must have some reason for keeping me around and even being here today talking to people about what took place. So that was my Christmas present on 1944.